Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
The Philadelphia 76ers take down the Houston Rockets 118-113 in an ugly, sloppy game. In our first game back off of the West Coast road trip, the Sixers moved to 19-10 on the season and still remain atop the Eastern Conference, but there are definitely some things we need to talk about in this one. What is going on, everybody? RB here. Welcome back to Philly Take with RB. You know what to do. Smash that like button for me. Hit that subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. Also, check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Help me grow the brand of the channel and leave a rating and a review, and it'll be read on one of our next shows. Talk about a tale of two halves, right? Like, this game goes from the first half just exuberant, just everything clicking, going our way. And then we go to the second half and with the unthinkable, right? Like, the Sixers can't give this lead up to this bruised Rockets team. We can't let them back in this game. But like the Sixers recurring theme, like usually happens, we let them right back in down to the wire. And this game, it was just dragging us through the mud. It was just our face hard on the concrete, just dragging us on the sidewalk. Will it end? Will it end? Just get this out of here. Get out of this game healthy. It's so disappointing. And, you know, the saying in this league is a win is a win, right? Regardless of how it's done. That's true to an extent, but there are still some worries about this team. We should not have been in this game. There's no way with a minute or two to go or a couple minutes, there's a 4 or 5 point lead. When we at one point in this game, we're up 29. To start off this game, obviously Ben Simmons doesn't play, a stomach bug or whatever he has. Hopefully he'll be fine for the next game. No Shake Milton again. But the Sixers came out rolling. This was an ESPN game against the Houston Rockets. Nothing crazy. I still don't like the fact that Ben got ruled out an hour before. And, you know, we need our guys to be in shape. We need them to be healthy. And we've seen a recurring theme, so I don't want to see that continue. But the Sixers start out this game, and they're just clicking on all cylinders. In the first quarter, we go 6 for 9 from behind the arc. Danny Green. There's either, I'm telling you guys, there's either I love Danny Green nights or I hate Danny Green nights. This was an it was destined to be an I love Danny Green night. 3 for 3 right off the bat from 3. Matisse Thybulle knocking down 3. Seth Curry finding his groove. Everything was clicking. Toby had 14 or 12 in the first quarter, 6 for 9 from the field. Everybody was being aggressive. We were on top of it. The Houston Rockets came out quick and steady in this game for a couple minutes. But you know what happened? The Sixers made a key adjustment right away. They transitioned to a zone defense. And for the rest of the first half, the Houston Rockets looked like they couldn't knock down a single shot. I'm talking about the Sixers' defensive pressure. It took away some of the weakness of Danny Green. It took away certain weaknesses from other players. And the way we were playing in sync with Matisse and Danny at the top, this zone defense was rolling. Matisse got the start in this one. He had 4 steals and a block in this game. Came out with 2 right away, locked up John Wall. And, you know, Matisse Thybulle was making his case for more minutes. I was really impressed with his defense. And like I said, just the way we were able to really apply the pressure, move laterally, and push the Houston shooters outside. And, you know, you got to be able to shoot to beat his own defense. The Houston Rockets couldn't do a lick of that for the first half. And the Sixers, on the other hand, who, by the way, were also going against his own defense because Houston went and transitioned to a zone defense as well. They couldn't stop a lick. We were knocking down shots left and right. I'm telling you, we came out on fire in this game. It was something we haven't seen in a while. I mean, this team is one of the last in the league in terms of shooting the 3 ball and then again shooting it at a high clip. We came out unbelievable. Like I said, 6 for 9 in the first quarter from 3, 11 3-pointers made at halftime. We were rocking and rolling. Danny had 12 points. Curry had 16 in the first half. Embiid had an off half. Embiid, it looked like, was going to have an off game, like he usually does against these subpar teams. Because in my opinion, I feel like Joel just doesn't give it his all. as when we're playing the Lakers or when we're playing the Bucks or a team like that. You know what I mean? But we were rocking and rolling, and Embiid only had 8 points at halftime, and the Sixers were just getting it done on both sides of the ball. We were up 26, I believe, at halftime. We had 38 points in the first quarter, and then what happens? It got so ugly. It got so hard, so pitiful to watch this team in the second half. We were on the live play-by-play. We do play-by-plays every single game, so come and tune in and watch the game with me. And I'm like, there's no way this Houston Rockets team can come back. Even in the third quarter, we maintained our lead, even though we started getting sloppy. I think we had 7 turnovers in the first half. We ended the game with 23. That cannot happen. We were just getting sloppy. We were getting complacent. And I got bones to pick with a lot of these players. I really do. Now, Embiid heated up from his 8 points in the first half. He finished with 31 points. By the way, his 12th straight game, I believe, with 25 plus points. Unbelievable for Embiid. 10 for 21 from the field. It went from Embiid to having an off night, and his off night was around 20 to 25 points. That's how good this guy is. And he's still 1 assist away. Joel Embiid almost had a triple-double, but he finishes with 31, 11, and 9, 2 steals, and a block. He was unreal. Him and Dwight got into foul trouble in the first half. Couple of these, I mean, again, these refs were just absolutely terrible, calling things left and right. I didn't know what was going to happen. But Joel Embiid, we put us on his shoulders in the fourth quarter, and down the stretch, it was getting so bad. It got down to a 4 or 5 point lead, but a couple minutes ago, a couple things changed. Number one, our shooting. It's as simple as that. We went from shooting 11 for 18 in the first half, and we end up shooting 46% from the game, 12 for 26. So we made 1 3-pointer in the entire second half out of 8. First off, why did we only take 8 3-pointers? This is my problem. I don't understand. Danny Green, I was giving him credit. It was finally an I love Danny Green night. And he goes 4 for 6 in the first half, or 4 for 5 in the first half. And he finishes with 1 more shot attempt. Why? We were spacing the floor. We were moving guys around. Guys looked energetic, and they just came out flatlined in the second half. And it's a common theme with the Sixers, complacency. We get a lead too big. What happens? We just take our foot off. We think everything will be fine. We stop trying. It didn't even look like we wanted to be out there in the second half. And the game cannot be this close. I know it's probably not going to happen with some of these better teams, but that cannot happen. That is not the right mentality that it takes to win a championship. And Doc Rivers said it right away. He said we were sloppy. We didn't have the motivation in the second half. And we can't do that, especially when we're going up against these big dogs. It's not going to work. Seth Curry shot 5 for 7 in the first half, 16 points, and he finishes with 9 more points, 8 for 13. He kept it up, but he didn't shoot a lot in the second half. Tobias Harris was going off in this game, 14 points early on. And I don't understand how Tobias finished this game with 24. I really don't. You know why? Because all of his buckets seemed like quiet points in the second half. He wasn't being aggressive. He wasn't there were times where he's spotting up in the corner. We got Danny Green handling the ball around the perimeter. I don't understand it sometimes. Now, Toby did get us a couple late clutch buckets, but overall, I felt like he was taking out. And I'm not going to take away credit from Toby because he had 24 points. The guy had 15 rebounds. He had an excellent night. It just felt like his points were a little bit quiet in the second half, but luckily, him and Joe brought us to where we needed to go. Because Danny Green played 36 minutes, barely did anything in the second half. Curry, like I said, he would put in a couple floaters, layups off the backboard, but right? But here's where it came down to the bench and the defense. We'll start with the bench. My gosh. Tyrese Maxey actually had a good game. 10 points, 4 for 7 from the field, couple rebounds, and he was engaged. He was involved. He only had 12 minutes again. I still don't think he's getting enough minutes, but he got some time to get some run under him, and he was making some plays, setting some guys up. I just think he needs more time. I think he needs more time to polish, but he was really our best bench player. Dwight Howard had 3 points and 4 fouls in 11 minutes. That can't happen. As soon as we took the bench out late in the third quarter, that's when the Rockets really engaged and started to come back, and it just went downhill. And whether it's a late Embiid turnover on a terrible pass, whether it's a Danny Green terrible pass trying to save it. I mean, it was one after the other. There's so many plays to even remember. It was just sloppy after sloppy, and we're literally trying to give them the right to get back in this game. John Wall finished with, I think, 26 points or 28. He was going off in the second half. He was non-existent in the first. And I feel like we also went back to some man defense in the second. Our zone wasn't as feisty. It felt like we kind of came off of that. And as a result, the Rockets were getting easy layups. We weren't going up for the boards as tenacious. We just weren't tenacious in the second half. We didn't want it bad enough because we got complacent and we thought everything would be fine. We thought the game was over. We thought the game was over, and we took our foot off their throats and let them come all the way back. Eric Gordon hitting clutch three after clutch three. Daniel House. I mean, who else? David Nawaba had a couple crazy plays, a huge block on Maxey. Boogie Cousins came out, hit a couple threes right away. He even started to get some buckets late on. Jashawn Tate. I don't even know who that is. I didn't even know who that was before today. He had 19. We can't keep giving up these points to these unknown players. We can't keep doing this. Isaiah Joe went 1 for 6 in this game, had 12 minutes logged in. Didn't really have a chance to get himself going again. And it's just disappointing, man. We need help on the bench. Isaiah Joe made a couple nice defensive plays, had a couple steals, but other than that, just didn't look good. Maxey was really our only consistent guy. Furkan Korkmaz, you haters want to keep coming? Keep them coming, man. I'm going to just keep spitting the truth. The guy is trash. Only in Philadelphia do people think that Furkan Korkmaz is a good bench piece. He's way too inconsistent. Him and Danny Green are way too inconsistent. Furkan, I mean, he can't. Danny Green at least knows how to play defense. He's just too slow to do it anymore. Furkan doesn't know how to do anything, and he's a waste of a first-round pick. It's obvious at this point, and Furkan needs to go, man. I don't understand Doc's obsession with Furkan. Some of the lineups I saw compared from the first to the second half made no sense, and I know we didn't have Ben, but you're putting all these bench guys in together at the end of the third quarter, and it's like they're just giving up the lead. They can't play defense. At one point in this game, the Rockets' tallest man on the floor was 6'5". We were taking advantage, and in the second half, we were letting them dictate the tempo of the game, and I don't like that, man. It's just, this is a win. Like I said, a win's a win, but it leaves a salty taste in your mouth because, you know, this is ESPN, and we're playing the Rockets, who lost 6 in a row. They don't have Christian Wood. They don't have Victor Oladipo, and we're letting them come in like this? I mean, come on, man. Come on, that can't happen. Furkan Korkmaz is atrocious. And in terms of our defense, like I said, we were actually switching on screens early. We were enticed. We were right up on their players, and we were pushing them out and living with the three. They were absolutely terrible from three. I think they were like 5 for 22, I think, from 3-point range. They were terrible in the first half. But they ended up shooting 32% from three. They kept on doing it, and we just kept turning it over and feeding it right into them. Just a salty taste in my mouth. I thought for once this team would give us a easy breather. Through 3 quarters, we're fine, but nope, we just let them keep coming back. We got sloppy. Way too many turnovers. There's no reason you should go from a 29-point lead to a 4-point lead against this team. You give a team like this life, you let them stay in. This is exactly what they're going to do. I mean, at the end of the day, Embiid is still the MVP. He still wills us to the win. And, you know, Tobias Harris did his thing as well. Props to him. And props to Curry. Curry at 25. Again, he was hitting his shots, doing his thing. Danny Green hit a few early, but I just feel like, I don't know what it is, man. The motivation, we need that killer instinct 24/7. It just can't be when we want to. But we need some help off the bench. We need a lot. Hopefully Ben Simmons plays because, I mean, it's hard to imagine, even if the Rockets had another player, they could possibly win this game. Doc should yell at these guys all night. You should show them the film. You can't get lazy like that. This is what we did in previous years. Someone's going to have to be held accountable, man. A win's a win. We'll go to bed fine. We'll wake up tomorrow morning with a win, but it got way too out of hand, and that cannot happen. That's really all I got. You guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect. Perfect.